It's Coffee Talk on FM 94.7 and AM 1450, and it's time now for the Insider Report with Everett Hughes. Good morning, Everett.
I'm still here. Are you there?
I am here, and I have a question for you. I got an email from one of our listeners and was wondering about mortgages in general. I mean, are things starting to get better out there? What do you see, in your experience lately?
Okay, that's a good question. We've talked about mortgages a bit, but it was back when they started giving people relief from foreclosures if it was personal residence and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, that was a year or so ago. We talked about mortgages, but now it's interesting because the situation has gotten worse. I have people who are getting, if they're 15 days late, if they're 20 days late, they get certified mail.
Really?
Okay?
That's quick.
Well, it is. I mean, not certified, but the letter saying, boy, if you're late, we might have to go into foreclosure. They're getting that kind of action. And then there's people, they're getting the letters. Now they get a couple payments back, and they're getting all kinds of action from the lender. Oh, the lender's recommending short sales and this and that and the other thing. And, of course, now the notice of default letter hasn't come out yet. But people don't know the law regarding foreclosures in the state of Washington. I mean, I have an attorney on, so we could talk about that. And speaking of attorneys, I've got a friend that I've known for 40 years. I met him when I was growing up in Olympia. He's older than I am, and he did some legal work for me when I was younger. And now that I moved back to this area, he invited me over to his office. In his office, before he got elected to prosecuting attorney, sent me a lot of work before and during and after. And since he didn't run for the fourth term, he's back in practice. And I've known the guy. His name's Ed Holm. Mm-hmm. And he was a prosecuting attorney for 12 years, and now he's back in practice doing legal work. And we had lunch last week, and mortgages came up. And we talked about mortgages for almost the entire lunch. And he's seeing the same things. He just started bringing stuff up, and the attorney is mystified at the lack of information that the borrowers are getting from the lenders. And he's gotten involved himself in a couple of these, trying to represent his clients. And he's finding out that as far as the overall programs that you hear about on the Internet, that you hear about from the president, that you hear about are available, the management in the lending office doesn't even know the details of them.
Really?
Really. And so we talked about that for the entire lunch time, Doug, and here's where we're at. Nobody knows exactly how it works.
So is that the fault of the federal government for not informing people and informing the lenders?
It's just a cluster, Doug. It's so screwed up that it's not clear to anybody exactly how any of this stuff is working. They have these programs that they tell you qualify for, and then you go for the direction that they tell you can go to qualify for the modification, and then they tell you later, well, no, you don't qualify. And I shared that with him, and he says, I'm going through the same thing with my clients. And it was just really interesting to have a tax accountant and an attorney sitting at lunch talking about the exact same problem that each of them are having in their own practices trying to represent their clients. I just thought it was kind of amazing. And I thought, well, you know what? Listener land needs to hear about this on next Wednesday. That's what I thought about that.
Sign of the times, I guess.
Doug, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And the frustrating thing for both of us was that there is no clear-cut path of how to go. I was a rep for a mortgage company for 8 years, and the kind of loans we used to do not even exist anymore.
So things have changed that much. Well, we're almost out of time here, but this is an interesting conversation, and maybe we can delve in one of our live shows. When we're actually in the studio.
Which is going to be pretty soon.
Yeah, you'll be in with Boss Bill.
I will.
Yep. Well, we're out of time, but call you up for more information 533-4131 or go to the website
EverettHughes.com.